Welcome to the SADcast.
Hello.
Welcome to the SADcast with your hosts. Alright.
That's good stuff.
And we're just chilling. We just got done playing an hour of Shovel Knight where we got
It was hour 15.
Yes.
We got a little bit extra of it.
No, we did.
Fuck.
Yeah, we did.
I'm getting our shit pushed in. I suck at platformers.
I wasn't half bad. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
I don't really like platformers that much, if I'm going to be real.
You both don't like platform. I'm the one who likes platform.
Yeah, why do we play Shovel Knight?
I was really confused because like you're really excited to play, and you were like, "Yeah, I'll play too." I'm like, "Oh, that's good. I thought you both like platformers."
No.
Died in the first level. I was like, "Oh."
I'll pick a Zelda over a Mario any day.
But Zelda's cool though.
But Zelda was a platformer at one point too.
Yeah, for like a game.
Like 2 games.
Game.
The side-scrolling one?
2 games.
Wait,
What are you talking about?
What is it? Fucking Color. What's it called? Zelda Color of Winter. Also was a platformer.
Let me look into
It was a slight platformer, to be fair.
because I know Zelda 2 is definitely.
Zelda. Do we count Zelda 2 as a Zelda game?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was.
Is it
set
on
up
the
a lot of
timeline?
precedent.
Is it on the timeline?
Yeah,
Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
What timeline is that? I really want to know now.
I should bring my Zelda book.
The
I bought.
Abomination
Well, it's
Is
timeline.
it the updated one?
Yeah.
It's the 3?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's the most recent timeline.
Yeah.
Which is weird that there's multiple iterations of the same fucking timeline.
I like the first one that they did where it splits off depending on if the hero
Yeah,
loses.
that's the same timeline. It uses the same deal.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
just
but-
switched one thing around.
No, they switched a handful of things around and made it a
No,
little
just
bit
literally
different.
one thing.
Let me look.
Because you could literally Google it. They only changed one thing in the timeline. They literally switched one game from one game. They literally just switched locations and then just went like that.
Yeah. I mean, they also, that's not entirely true because they completely basically retconned Termina. They went from like, Termina is like an actual place.
Are you talking about in the whole thing? Because I'm just talking about the timeline. Because they literally have a note on the page that says,
Yeah.
this has been changed. Eagle-eyed fans will notice that this has been changed.
No, it's been changed like big. It was like
From book 2 to 3.
Yeah.
In the Hyrulean, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Because if you literally Google it, I'll Google it right now just to show you what I mean.
But
so
like-
you could see what I mean because I bet you were lost translation
No,
somewhere.
because the first timeline was like Termina is a thing that Link goes to when he
Are you
beats
talking about
Ganon.
the first one that they released on the internet or in the books?
In the books. I have the books. I only know the books. I don't know what the internet has to say
Because
about anything.
they've released multiple timelines.
Yeah, and
They
I have
released the
multiple
one
books.
You're not gonna be first. What I'm saying, they put one online and then they retcon that one. Then they put the ones in the books, and then those ones are now the canon ones that everyone goes for.
Yeah.
And then in the second book to the third book, they changed one position in the timeline.
No, they changed more than that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I have the books. I own the books. They literally I'm glad you're getting a kick out of this, Sam. They literally took Termina. They said Termina is where Link goes after Link.
This is counted as a manga. That's my favorite. I just like that. Oh, it's made by Dark Horse. Oh my God, Dark Horse makes Berserk. Not Berserk. They translate Berserk.
Nice.
That's really fucking cool.
But
I didn't
like,
know that.
So like, if young Link beats Ganon in Ocarina of Time, then Majora's Mask happens. In this version of it, essentially Termina doesn't actually exist. It's all a figment.
The fuck is Termina?
Termina is the land in Majora's Mask. You're not in Hyrule in Majora's Mask.
What?
Yeah, that's a whole new area. It's literally
there's
another
three,
land.
There's 3 splits. There's if Link loses, if Link wins, and then if it resets as him as a kid.
If
Not
he
re-
wins as a kid.
As a kid, yeah.
Yeah, so there's 2 outlines if he wins as an adult and a kid, and then there's one if he just straight loses at all. So like, technically speaking, in the original, like in the book canon of the thing, it was if Link wins as a child, he goes on to find Termina. Then they retconned it and they're like, Termina never existed. It was all Skull Kid's imagination. He created a whole universe
Yeah, he
based
created
on.
a separate universe. That was like the whole big thing about it.
Yeah, it was that he created a whole separate universe. So when you defeat him at the end of the game, it goes away. It's just like literally that world you were in does not exist. It's completely inconsequential to everything about Hyrule.
It just fades away.
Yeah, it's really lame.
Yeah, it's really weird that they just completely destroy a whole area that they put a lot of work into just to be like, it's imagination.
That's what I'm saying is like from the second to the third book they did that, and I don't know why.
But I'm just saying, in the
Middle lane.
timeline that they give you, they changed one position.
They might have, but like
That's literally what I've been saying this whole time, is that they changed one
no,
position
you
in
said
that
that
timeline.
that was it. That's what you were saying. You said that
From
was
that
it.
book to that book is what I was talking about, is that timeline. And that's all I've said about it. Is that in that
Timeline
fucking
talk's
thing,
crazy.
is that they switched one.
Yeah, but you
I'm
made
not
it-
talking about the whole timeline as a whole. I was just talking about that little graph.
Yeah, but what
I'm not talking about everything else that's a part of that.
I'm
Just
not
that.
either. You're acting like I am. I've
You literally just said Termina 4 fucking times. I was not talking about Termina. I'm talking about this picture that shows the graph and that switched that. That's it. That's all I was saying.
Yeah,
Because it was
Just
weird that they just
timeline
changed
talk.
that. Because they changed it because apparently they literally say in it too. The stuff has been added and this timeline is not canon. It's based on things that can and can't will be added to it.
Okay.
Which is weird in and of itself that they don't even have a canon timeline for their own thing, which I don't get because, I mean, I get it. Because Legend of Zelda's been around so fucking long that they need to have different things for it, right?
Yeah.
And all I was saying is that they switched, I don't even know what the fuck the two games are anymore now because I have not followed the Legend of Zelda timeline so fucking long because it's literally nonsense. Like, I like the fact that there's 3 different ways to do it because I think the reason why they switched it was to try and make a place for
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Thank you. Because Breath of the Wild takes place in like everyone says each timeline somehow because of the way Ganon is and like what's happening and the races that are there. And I think they were just trying to make a place for it by switching it.
Yeah.
But I mean, who cares at that point? It's just fucking Breath of the Wild. Like
I know.
Right.
It could be its own timeline for all we care.
I know.
I think it
And I feel like it should
kind
be.
of is.
It should be its own timeline, honestly.
I'm just like taking it in because like I'm like literally like they didn't just switch and that's what I'm trying to say, but you keep saying they just switched.
I'm just saying in the graph they switched one thing around that doesn't change anything in the timeline.
But they did change the timeline.
They literally just
to-
changed what 2 games order. That's it.
No, I'm pretty sure that they changed the time. I remember reading it and being like, this is like drastically different from the last one.
It was
Because I own
Listen.
the books.
We can bring these in next time and we can look at this.
Okay.
Because I'm literally saying because it literally has a little thing that says the eagle-eye viewers from the timeline will notice that one thing has changed from the last timeline.
And I don't remember that at all when I bought the book. I remember it being drastically different.
It might be different, but I'm saying that's all it said at the fucking thing because it has the little thing that says eagle-eye viewers will notice that this and this have been changed.
And I'm just saying I don't think that's actually a thing because I remember buying the book and owning it. So I have the different versions of it.
Okay. Let's get off this fucking topic. It's going nowhere.
I know, that's why it's like I'm like I own the books, Drayton.
And
I own
I'm
the
saying
books.
what I saw was that.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Regardless, how are you, Sam? How are you enjoying this? This time I actually don't blame you for going quiet. Just straight up. I'm like, okay.
I'm doing pretty good. Picked up a new bank account. I think I said that last time, right?
Yeah, and you can't say where. Either.
Right. Can't say where because it might be local. But I got accepted for a fucking credit card, which that was tits, and I got to figure out how to use that.
It's essentially a debit card, but like at the end of the month,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
pay
and
it.
then you
off,
get paid
yeah.
off. I'm just trying to think. Like it says I have a 500 limit, so I don't know if it's just I don't know. It's weird.
You can only spend up to $500 a month then.
Right. And so it's kind of cool. So I'll have to. Can't wait to get that in the mail. Start building up credit because kids, you should be building up credit at a young age. So
I'm gonna be like a guy that I saw at the convention I go to who was just like, I don't carry those cards. I only pay in cash. I don't need. My friends are like, you need loans, and I'm like, no, I don't. I can pay with everything in cash. People act like you need to do this. You need to build up your
I have
credit
a friend
score.
who's like that too.
It
He
was-
literally just told me recently he doesn't have a bank account, and I'm like, "Do you just carry all your money on you?" I'm like, he goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's really bad. You shouldn't do
Yeah,
that."
I
And
don't-
he's like, "I need to go through the like. They need to do this whole mailing process and shit with me." It's like you go to a bank, you go to a bank, and they do that for you. And he's like, "No, they don't." I'm like, "Yes, that's the point of a bank." What do you mean?
Yeah, people are weird. People are weird like that. They're like, technology's out. They're out to get me. And like, that's how the guy was. He's like, I don't even have a driver's license and this and that and the other thing.
What?
Yeah, I remember just listening to this dude at this convention talk about it as we were eating food. And I'm just like, this guy is like really like, if he ever needs a loan,
He's fucked.
Yeah.
he literally has 0 credit score. And he seemed like an older gentleman.
Right.
He was like, I don't need that. I can pay with everything in money.
much
I don't
older?
understand. What?
How much older?
He sounded, maybe he was like late 20s, early 30s. He looked like that range.
Okay, because there's this weird like short range in between like how old we are and like just 3 years older that people just go fucking crazy. I
People are
don't get
weird,
it
yeah.
because it's just like this small little range. Like if they're just a little bit older than us, they're fucking batshit insane, or a little bit younger than us, they're fucking batshit insane.
Right.
We like hit that sweet middle ground because like a year or two older, completely fine. A year or two younger, completely fine. 3 or more, what the fuck is going on?
There's something happened, and I don't know what.
It's in the water.
It's in the water.
A.
They didn't
Like,
get used to it quick enough.
It's the water.
people who go like, all right, the government's out to get me. Like, oh, my privacy, my privacy. It's like, no, your fucking privacy has been long gone
Yeah.
since the fucking
As soon as you
internet
were
era.
born, your privacy's gone.
Yeah, straight up, it is.
It's like people who are like, I don't want to use phone recognition. The government's gonna get my Face ID. It's like, hello, do you have a license?
They
already have it.
They've had it ever. You fucking walk into a building, they have it. Surveillance is pretty much 90% of
It's
it.
fucking everywhere.
Unless, of course, you always wear those baby driver goggles that like flash the lights.
Did you see that those don't work?
Yeah, I can
don't?
guarantee that they don't.
Oh,
They
God.
don't. Like I remember reading up somewhere, they were like, yeah, people were shining lasers at it. It worked for a little, but like it stopped recognizing the laser and it doesn't fucking work.
That's very
Isn't it amazing how
nice.
technology adapts like that?
Fucking like
To immediately make our countermeasures useless.
Yeah.
it's scary. Like I don't deny that. It's scary. Like oh my God, they know everything. But I mean, at a certain point, you kind of just gotta like
Accept it.
accept it, but like not to the extent of like
It's not
as-
accepting it like, oh, okay, I'll just do whatever they want.
Right.
It's accepting it like they know.
right. It's like I
They all
can't
know.
change it. It's not like because Bill Burr says like he brings up the argument like is it's like he doesn't like that mindset of thinking of just like just fuck it, the government will do whatever. Because then he starts going into like the crazy theories like as soon as what if they start chipping us, man, like fucking dogs, right? And they turn off your chip and all of a sudden you ain't making enough money, like that shit. It's like I kind of see that ground of like we kind of like we could say fuck it, but as soon as it starts going into like more like they want to know like
Once they start pushing and prodding to see how far they can go
Yeah,
with that attitude
right.
is when it's starting to go too far already.
Right.
Because again, you have every right as a person to go, I don't really care. Or like be as skeptical as you want. It's the moment that you push it to the extent of doing something you shouldn't is when that's where it's like, you
Right.
maybe should have taken a step back and looked at it and went, maybe I'm being a little too hard on either side.
I apologize for the share too.
It's bad. I was trying to be very quiet.
I am too. I'm just a wiggly person.
like I think like with Google, like I can say something.
The
where I'd be
ground
like-
shakes at her, squeaks.
I could be like, oh, what's that one Shovel Knight boss that we just beat? And then I'll type in what is the name
And
of
it's
the,
like
and then
playing
and then it auto completes it to like exactly what I was thinking. That kind of scares me, but what they say it's we're making it more convenient for our customers.
It's convenient until you realize that. Here's my favorite story. I went watch shopping with my mother recently, semi-recently. I had never looked up watches before that. Nothing had ever came up. The first thing that happened when I sat down on my computer when we got home, I turned it on, opened up YouTube, fucking watch ad.
Oh,
And I'm like, that's fucking horrifying. Don't do that. I don't want to buy a watch now. I don't want any part of this. That's fucking awful.
it's creepy.
It's like the dude who's like, I don't own a dog, but I need to buy dog food. And he did that for a week, and then he kept getting ads for dog food after that. He's like, I never looked it up. I've never owned a dog. I never said I own a dog, but he just kept saying dog food.
And
Dog
they just kept, like, a
food.
dog
Again,
ads.
it was only like an hour for them to do it to me, and I said it maybe a few times because I went to a jewelry store and got my mom got a watch. I was really like, oh, it's a nice watch. Man, I really want to get a battery for my watch, and that's like probably the extent of what I
Watch.
said.
Watch.
And then I looked at it. At first thing, fucking ad for a watch.
Oh God, it's weird, but it's like you can't stop it. Like
No.
what, you're gonna go fucking use different internet provider, go use a different
You can VPN it,
right.
but like I didn't search it. I
Right.
said
Speaking
it.
of VPNs for our non-sponsor,
Let's come up with a fake VPN
Super Duper SafetyPN.
where you can hit the button and a little crab comes out and he starts dancing
And then he starts
SDS.
zipping your wires and destroying the evidence.
SDS VPN.
you just
Yeah,
fucking
keeping
bricks
you
your
safe.
PC as soon as you turn it on.
He's like, run, and then he gives you like a little fake license. He's like, you gotta go out. Your name is Rodrigo now. And you're like, oh, Rodrigo.
5 minutes to escape before the feds get here.
I have a plane ticket for you. Go. What is it, first class? No, you're coach. You're
Thanks.
flying in the storage deck. Oh, okay, goodbye.
Thanks, Super Duper, whatever VPN.
SDS VPN.
SDSPN.
Use code fucking SAD to get 2 crabs coming out of your PC.
One crab will kill the other crab and then kill himself to guarantee no evidence is left behind.
They'll do the fucking Buddhist suicide shit where they burn themselves right on top of the corpse.
And they're like, they're sitting there just
You'll
complete
take the other
silence. You
crab.
hear,
He'll take the other crab off of Suicide Watch and he'll disappear.
Dude, see, no, if we talk about Jeffrey Epstein, fucking Clinton's gonna come kill us, dude.
Bro,
Everybody fucking knows.
Everybody knows.
Let's be real. It's America's secret.
It's America's little secret.
It's fucked up. I thought he was still on.
Suicide Watch.
Yeah, when he fucking died. I didn't think he got taken off.
I thought so too, but it turns out like literally the day prior they took him off,
Fucking
and then everybody
A.
disappeared for an hour, and then he was
Right, yeah.
it was
How
done.
convenient that the cameras don't work in this fucking
what did they say?
prison.
Someone said,
Oh no!
guys, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm an FBI agent. You're fucked.
I watched you guys since you were a boy.
I'm gonna be real with you.
Epstein's
He did
so
it himself.
alive.
It was all suicide. There was no inference.
What if they just like
Yeah,
pretended
or
like
it could be it's
Epstein
all
was?
convenient. It's just like, oh,
What if they pretended Epstein was dead and they just took him to his island and just dropped him off? And they're
probably
like,
what they
there you
did,
go.
And they're like 4 children. There you go. Have fun.
now they're working in the Clinton Foundation, man. No one escapes.
The Clinton Foundation is just like a money laundering scheme,
It's a
but
fucking-
it's to like get their friends out of jail.
Oh, you're in jail? Got him.
Your name's Hector. We got the crab on the case.
Hello.
Just cut camera wires, and he sent the guard up like that crab.
What the fuck is that? A crab?
And they just pulled
Get
out a
out.
mini pistol. And he's like, oh, I just shot by a crab. Is this how I died being shot by a crab?
It shoots him again. Yeah.
Yes. Sponsored by
Sponsored by SDS VPN.
Thank you.
We're gonna cut your wires.
We'll cut your shit.
We'll give you a vasectomy for free.
That'd be fucking dope, dude. Just like a fucking small little crab just coming in,
Just
just like
appears.
Snip. Snip, snip.
I like that idea. I like the idea.
I like the idea that there's already a crab in your computer. It just fucking activates it.
Hello. Someone, yeah, a little bit like a little water bucket, like, and it's like, oh.
I'm alive. He's like one of those fucking like tablets that are like foam dinosaurs. You just put them in water.
You
Just
mean
gross.
Craig?
Yeah, he's,
Craig is ours.
he's just like, oh yeah, I don't know where he is.
It's not a good
He's
sign.
probably like fucking materialized into like.
No,
liquid.
I put him in a plastic bag and put him on the side of my building. I'm like, I don't know what to do with you anymore, little buddy. I'm sorry.
We're just gonna let you die here.
So because the video hasn't come out yet, and none of the videos for that will, I'll have to start working on the major video. We bought like an expanding alligator from Dollar Tree.
Yes.
Is Dollar Tree a local thing?
No,
or is
it's
No.
it's pretty wide. I've looked
Okay.
into it because they're also the same company that owns Dollar General
was
or
about to say.
family.
Yep.
that Family Dollar and all that?
Yeah. So
That's what I was wondering.
yeah. So essentially, we bought this alligator, and I took care of it for a while, but I didn't know what to do with it after it. Like
It got too big.
it was so big, I didn't know where to put it. I'm like, I don't want to just keep
It's
it
sort of
clean this-
leaking.
I'm like, I don't want to keep this alligator in a bucket,
I don't like it. I want to know.
so I just put it in a plastic bag, threw it up against the side of my house, and called it a day.
That was just rotting there. It's molding into your house now.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like Boo. It just like absorbs the fucking house, makes itself bigger.
It kills everyone in that house and then makes
No.
another house. You have no idea what we're talking about for that, do
No.
you? Oh my god.
Really? You don't know that?
No, he's never seen the last part of Dragon Ball,
No, I literally wherever DBZ Abridged just stopped. That's literally all I know.
which is right before Boo.
Yeah.
It's actually before Majin, before Blue.
Yep.
Boo,
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
which Boo's fucked up, dude. He's like portrayed as like a really nice guy later on,
Fuck.
but he murders so many people.
He ate people.
Happens, dude.
He turned them into candy and ate them in front of their family and then went, I want juice, and fucking turned a whole family into
Right.
juice and drank them.
He's fucked up.
And then he turned their house into another house and he's like, good.
Good, you're mine.
Yeah, he has a fucking house made out of people.
Yeah.
And it's still there. That's
Yeah,
the other thing.
they never fucking fixed that. They never comment on it. Yeah, that's a house made of people. What?
No,
It's
okay.
the same house he's
It's okay.
always had.
It's okay.
He
Mr.
lives-
Satan's house.
It's Mr. Satan.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I forgot what we were talking about. Right?
We were talking about Dollar General. And
Oh yeah.
I think
Craig.
I wonder if that bag is like filled with mold now, or if he's
It
like
probably is.
disbanded.
that could be a possibility.
I
That'd be
wonder if
strong.
he's just alive now. Like you gave him life, you nursed him to life, and then you just left him on the side. He's
Where
like,
I don't know what to do with you.
Father, love me.
flush him.
And he just
Like you flush all
Why'd
the
you hurt
alligators.
my hand and rip it, Father?
now I need to pay back, Father.
I'm gonna leak on your house.
Look at the flower, sweetie.
When he just absorbs the bullets, like the acid just melts it down.
Ooh.
Father, why'd you try to kill me, Father?
I'm like, thank God I didn't read that book.
Father.
And then I start breastfeeding him, a la Grapes of Wrath.
Oh God,
I don't like
Grapes
that.
of Wrath is fucking weird.
I just remember another.
That's all
video.
you know about it because I mentioned it.
Well, that and also ProZD did a video about like people who defend anime characters, like over the top anime characters, where it's like,
Dude, Grapes of Wrath has the weirdest ending.
I know,
Because I was like, because like the whole book is basically the idea of like a family struggling through a dust bowl. It's like, okay, yeah, this is kind of really dark. A fucking baby gets thrown down a stream, a baby hits its head against a rock. You know, just standard stuff.
Right.
And then it's like the ending is like an old man dying on his deathbed, like, I need sustenance. And the woman who lost her baby goes, okay, and just whips a tit out and just starts. He's like, and then that's the end. It literally that's where it ends. Hard cut. That's it.
yeah.
Like that. Is
And
it
it's
like, are
eight.
they related?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it might be the no. Okay, because there is 2 pregnant women during the book, if I remember correctly. One is related to the old man, and one isn't. I don't remember which is the one breastfeeding.
Regardless, it's still an odd
It's
ending.
still
to
that's
it.
weird.
still fucked up.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it's meant to be symbolic, but it's like it's too symbolic. It's almost like too many layers.
It's like starting anew, isn't it?
it's like
yeah,
it's
I would
America's
imagine.
old becoming new because of getting sustenance from the government, effectively.
Yeah.
And it's like it's there's too many layers to it to make it like not.
But it's like
weird.
classic. So also, are we just stupid or are they just epic?
I mean, I've done book
Do you think the
reports
lady
on
likes
this.
it though? Like,
It's never explicitly said she hates it.
I mean, hey,
She might like it.
she
She might be into it.
She like a
be
little gum
crying.
on the areola. You know what I'm saying? Little gums. You know?
Again, little gums. This old man could clearly eat food. It's just they didn't have any.
Huh.
There's just I read a lot of books in high school that like not many people read because it was the fucking advanced classes, and they're so weird.
Yeah.
Like Snow Falling on Cedars. You ever read it?
Mm-mm.
You ever
No.
read it? Snow Falling on Cedars' whole thing is that a guy goes to war, fucking loses his arm and his leg, and his girlfriend that he used to have cheats on him.
Nice.
And then he comes back and he's like, "Okay, I went to war. What the fuck happened? I'm banging this dude who's like a fisherman.
Nice.
Okay, his name's Ishmael. Cool.
And
Right,
then
that's awesome. I'm a lawyer now. The guy who has no arm and no leg.
Is this about Lieutenant Dan?
It's kind of weirdly. And then
Who did I end up with? A fisherman? He's a little, he's special needs. And it's like,
he's a little slow.
Jenny.
My favorite part is that
Yeah.
the whole thing is that her new boyfriend's like, I'm getting framed for murder. It's like, who did it? It's like, he's like, I don't care. He's like, you're the best lawyer in town. I need you. I guess. I mean,
shit.
and then you find out, like, you hear about their like sexual escapades as kids. It's like, ugh.
No, it's like the It scene.
It's worse.
No.
There's literally
But
like
the
a
it scene is more powerful, dude. They need to
the
escape.
gangbang.
Yeah, they all fuck to get courage.
Dude, it's so
No,
weird. That's weird, and this is weird
No,
because it gets weirder.
It's not even like to get courage. It's just
They just were like, we love each other.
No, it's to break the-
pact. No, it was actually like I've looked into it. You know how at the end of the movie,
Yeah, they all cut
well,
themselves.
instead of that, it was an orgy. It was their
When you
way
swim
of
in it,
saying
you-
What?
it.
When
Yeah,
you
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
it was because like they're trapped in his maze.
I
No.
thought so too. No, literally that
What?
scene was what
Look
was
it up.
replacing with the orgy.
I need
When you
to
swim
know.
in your friend's sauce, you can't go
Ah.
back, baby.
Oh, good. Now I have to add that to my list of shameful things I've looked up.
Go on fucking in private browsing, man.
But
Uh,
in Snow Falling on Cedar, there's a moment literally where they're like, we're just 2 goofy kids. We're gonna go find gooey ducks. It's like, what's a gooey duck? It's a fucking clam that looks like a dick. A big floppy cock, and it's like, ugh.
That's great.
And we had to look that up and be like, what the and he's like, what does that look like? And we're like,
What the fuck do you
a
think it
clam?
looks like?
it's like, what does it look like? A dick? Yeah, that's what it is. It's meant to be symbolically. It's like, cool, teacher. I'm glad you did this.
Thanks.
And then it's like when they get to the scene where they fuck.
Oh no, you're right, Sam. I thought
Yeah.
Okay, good.
They were.
I-
They didn't just fuck
Is
the
it worse
fuck.
that you know where he could actually?
Well, it's like-
he had a.
Because like everyone was saying, like he's a sick fuck. You know, they just all
He is
fuck.
sick
and,
for
and
that.
I get that, but then I'm like, well, how fucking bad is it? Like, okay.
Oh my god, it's not even. It's literally after they've defeated Pennywise.
The first time.
Yeah, no. It literally is like when they defeat. Yeah, when they were kids.
Yeah.
It says
Yeah.
get lost in the dairy sewer system after defeating Pennywise. For the moment, understanding that the group won't be able to escape without being unified, the gang's lone female member, Beverly, decides she needs to have sex with the 6 boys.
Swimming sauce.
Fucking get it.
God, that's awful. But yeah, just when they finally get to the part where it's like, yeah, the kids had sex. They're like, it starts raining and they're like, we gotta get out of the rain. There's this
Right.
fucking cedar tree that's hollow as fuck on the inside. but just enough for two like people to fit in. And they're like, all right, let's get in. And they're like push up against each other. Like, this is weird. I don't know how to feel about this. And it slowly progresses. You're like, ugh,
I
I don't like this. And it gets to like
Stop.
the crescendo of it, and they're like, literally, I think the scene ends with the guy walking out, pulling his pants up, and then he walks away. And it's like the most like, I'm done.
All right.
Bye. It's like, oh my god,
He's
what
a
the
man,
fuck?
dude. He
The
just
deed has
finished.
been
He
finished.
clocked out, man. He
And
punched in.
It's
He's like,
the
I'm
fact
done.
that he also was like, she's my girlfriend now, I guess, and she just never like talked to her after that. So it's like it's
It's
understandable.
a traumatic
like,
experience for both of them.
They're demons, dude.
Man,
Yeah, we fucking in my school. You read Kill Mockingbird,
which is a great book.
Yes, great book. Old. Wait, what is it? It's Mice. What is it called?
Don't worry about that. I'm just paying
It
attention.
ends with fucking George killing Lenny. Of
Oh.
Mice and Men.
Yeah, Mice Man.
Kite Runner, I think that was what it's called. And then Divine Comedy, which I love.
The
That
Divine
one.
Comedy's great
They're trying to get that. They're trying to take that
because
out.
it's Christian.
It's such a good book.
It's Christian in values, so I understand that part. But it's a good book
It
overall.
is a good book because it's like
and it teaches you a lot of things.
yes, it teaches you good morals. Because it's like basically it's teaching the
Religious
commandments.
morals aren't good morals by default.
But I mean, those morals are like
Shut up.
don't kill.
Stop.
I mean,
I hope everyone has that moral. It's not fair.
Fucking fruitlessly, it's
If
stealing.
there's one thing I've learned from Steve Harvey, it's that you don't have a moral barometer if you don't believe in God. So
barometer.
Barometer.
That's
That's
what
what
I'm
they called. That's what they called Beverly.
that's all I'm saying.
Oh god.
That's all I'm saying.
I love you didn't comment on what I said.
No,
I'm glad you didn't.
but that's all I'm saying. You know,
Hey, Steve, he's got a good barometer, dude.
you're an asshole for not asking for more from God, idiot,
You fucking Drayden, you should ask for
dumbass.
people. Pray right now, bitch. Get on your fucking knees.
I refuse.
The books I read in high school.
What'd you read?
What'd you read?
I read a book about the Indian code talkers, the Native American code
I
talkers.
love that. Honestly, that was one of the coolest things to learn in high school.
And then I read a book called Twisted, which is about a little nerdy kid who gets framed for something and goes to juvie and gets really buff.
Just gets jacked.
All
And
right.
all of a sudden everybody looks at him, but he's still like depressed and about his struggles of being bullied. I don't remember a whole lot other than the scene where he talks about putting a gun in his mouth.
Nice.
That's about it.
That's a powerful scene.
He was like, I don't want to do this. And they threw it in the ocean. Threw it in the thing. Oh, I read Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. Great. Fantastic book. That was not a mandatory read. They just said read a book. And that was the book I chose. And I have zero regrets. That was amazing. And then, yeah, like some like Aldous Huxley book. I can't remember what it was. It was about like the future and things. I can't really remember. I just remember the ending is in a lighthouse where a man hangs himself because he doesn't like how society has progressed. He was like from an elder time put into a future society essentially. And he's like, I can't stand this.
I can't stand this.
He's like, it's too futuristic. I want to be alone. So he tries to choose lighthouse, but people keep like, they're like, oh, you're from the place we can't get to because it was a government
Right.
thing. And he just kills himself and that's how it ends.
Nice.
But yeah, Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl is great. That book is about a kid who tried to get through high school without having any friends, so no one would bully him or anything. He's like, I just don't want anybody to think about me in high school. I'm not gonna be friends with anybody. But he still ended up befriending this one guy named Earl that he made like stupid parody.
My name is Earl.
Hi.
He would make stupid parody books or movies with like a clockwork, like a sock orange or something, a parody of Clockwork Orange.
Okay.
And all
A
these stupid,
Clockwork Orange.
yeah. So
That's
it's
a
both,
really
like,
great name. I love that a
Clockwork
lot.
Orange.
By the way,
Yeah,
how do you
some-
get a parody of Clockwork Orange? That's kind of a hard parody.
Yeah, but it's that with socks and like about an actual orange or whatever. But the point is that he's just like this little poor black kid who like he accidentally befriends, and the whole book revolves around the fact that he's finally forced to be friends with one of his old friends from like a Jewish like summer camp he went to. One of the girls gets cancer and is dying. So his mom forces him to be friends with him, and it's about how reluctant he is and how much he's like, I don't want to do this. And how he's like,
Pretty fucked.
it's a really good read, and like it's just so interesting to like watch this journey and how he's just like, I don't want to be friends with this person, but like I'm obligated to, and how he at one point literally says like, my mom's making me, and how this kid's just like an asshole, but he kind of like grows up in that regard
Mhm.
and things like that. And then at the end of the book, it literally says, if this ever gets turned into a movie, you know I'm a sellout, blah blah blah. And a few years ago, got
Uh-oh.
made into a movie, and I wanted to watch it, and I haven't had a chance to, because I want the movie to end with him in a giant mansion in a floaty tube where it just gently
Him
turns toward.
sipping a Mai Tai, just being like,
Exactly.
Told you.
And it gently turns to the camera, and he's like, "If you've read the book, you know what
why
this
I'm
means."
here.
Yeah, exactly. And then it just ends.
I love that idea. I love that to be
Yeah.
like an after credits, like Avengers scene.
Yeah,
He's
I-
just like up with his feet up on a hammock, just like sipping a Mai Tai.
Just chilling like a villain.
And he just takes one sip and goes, "You know why I'm here."
I just like this scene where he first where his mom first talks to him about the fact that like she's really actually dying because like he was watching porn, and he quickly like closes the laptop and he's like, "I have a really weird erection right now and I don't know what to do." And then it's like his mom opens up the computer again and is like, "What? Those are fake." Blah, blah, blah. It's a really good
That's
book.
kind of fucked up for the mom to do that, though. I understand why, but it's like you just barge in and then you're like, "Someone's dying. Be friends."
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay,
like, "Honey,
Mom."
can I come
I
in?"
mean-
And he's like, "Oh, yeah." It's a really good read. It's a ton of fun.
He's like, "No, mom, I'm in the middle of something. She can't be. She's gonna die."
Yeah, exactly. It's a solid read.
Did
Definitely
you guys
recommend.
did you guys read Macbeth or Hamlet? Because we had to.
I
as well,
think I
just
read
remembered.
Macbeth. I know Macbeth is like the thing you're not supposed to say in a theater or whatever.
What thing?
Yeah. Just you're not supposed to say Macbeth in a theater.
I
That's just
don't.
a theater. That's an old theater trope.
I've never knew that.
I
Yeah.
didn't know it either, huh?
Yeah.
I read the Merchant of what is it called? Merchant of Versailles.
Hold on, let me look.
It's a
to make
really
sure I'm
deep
not
cut
stupid.
of Shakespeare.
Hmm.
It's weird.
What was the okay? Was Macbeth about he becomes king and then his wife fucking makes him kill all the people
I think that's Macbeth.
Yeah.
and then
Because
what was-
Hamlet's the other is Lion King.
Also,
oh, that's
um,
right. Hamlet he comes back to become king.
I am right. Macbeth is something that you're never supposed to say in a theater. Not like a movie theater, but like a play theater.
Yeah.
Why?
A
What-
theater,
what's the-
theatrical theater.
Because apparently the play has been
It's
cursed.
cursed.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
cursed and the actors get screwed up by it. So like I know that's something that theater kids when I went to school would do. They'd be like, "Don't say
It.
it. Don't say it. Don't say it." And you just couldn't say it.
I would just walk in a room. Macbeth.
And people
just walk out.
And
Just
guess
walk
what?
out.
You'd hear a gasp, and then everybody would be like, "Oh no!" And then you
Oh, the
leave.
play's
And it's like,
ruined. We should fucking do that. We should go to like high schools and just shout out Macbeth while they're fucking
Macbeth, and they're
performing.
like, "No!"
Someone falls off a scaffolding and dies. Look,
Macbeth,
Macbeth's
they're just dropping.
it's a
dropping
Death
like
Note.
flies.
Yeah.
Oh god, we're
Dude,
killing them all.
Can you look up the Merchant thing by Shakespeare? It's such a good read, but it's so odd because it's basically the equivalent of like the Hunchback of Notre Dame if he just went fuck it
Right.
and just started going buck wild. Because I think it's the Merchant of Venice or something.
Yeah, it is the Merchant of Venice.
It's really fucking good. It's just the whole book. Basically the ending is he finally gets his pound of flesh for the shit that they put him through. It's really fucking cool because through the whole thing they're like, he's a Jew. Fuck him, pretty
Right.
much. That's basically the whole story. He's the most kind guy. He gives people meat. He gives people money. He loans people money without like, he's like,
Yeah.
I don't need this back right. Get me when you can. It's fine. He's like the most kind character and they keep fucking him over because he's Jewish.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck the Jew. Like, I think there's actually a line that's like, he is but a Jew. We do not,
Associate with them.
not associate, but
We don't talk to his kind.
yeah, not even that. It's just like we do not negotiate with Jews.
Oh.
It's like that. It's like he loaned you money to save your friend from jail. You fucking asshole. And
Right.
He's like, fine. He's like, you know what?
I
Time
mean,
to pay up your
Othello
debts.
was also about like that idea of like racism and not liking a person.
It's also the fact that he eventually bears into it. He goes, you know what? Finally, I'm going to take my pound of flesh. What does that mean? I want a pound of flesh from each of you. That's my payment for everything I've done for you. If you do not pay it, I will kill you. You get there's no in between.
Side note, there was visual humor happening there. So if you heard me and Sam making noises, we were like making nose jokes because, Jewish, haha.
That's pretty fucked up, dude. You're gonna have to cut that, man. That's racist. Wow. Anyways, speaking of Jews, what else?
Shakespeare makes good plays.
Yeah, he does, and I think people need to fucking get cultured up,
The
man.
beast with two backs.
That sounds kinky.
The Jew of Notre Jew.
That's a shame, dude. Fucking
The
North
beast-
That's a shame. The Jew of Notre Jew. Shame.
Shame.
the beast
All right,
of-
let's fucking that was pretty like dick move-ish, Like, do we want to like move into like asshole talk?
It's only been that's all time. It's only been 30 minutes.
My butthole was bad.
We got
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about that. Okay, move on.
12 and 6.
12 and 6, my boys.
Do you get that?
No, I
No,
don't.
don't worry
Okay,
about it.
good.
Okay.
I mean,
12 and 6.
I don't know. I haven't read this one, so I'm interested in this one.
Okay.
lay it on us.
Okay. Am I the asshole for spending my son's lottery winnings money?
Uh-oh.
I know
How much is
nothing.
it?
I know nothing about this one. I just saw the title and it intrigued me.
That's very intriguing, yeah.
There's got to be better context because you're kind of losing the fight right off the bat.
Okay. I have a wife. Her name is Wilma, 40, and 2 sons, Sam, 17, and Scott, 16.
It's you! Sam!
6 years ago, I ran to the gas station to buy some cigarettes. Instead of abandoning my family, just a joke, I decided to also buy a lottery ticket for everyone, just for fun. It was a blast. We all talked all night about what we could do with our winnings, where we would go, etc. I mean, this was all just fantasy anyway, right?
Oh, no.
But I specifically told my kids that they would have to share their winnings, and they would have to put it away for college first and foremost.
Oh,
Well, when you know
didn't
Sam's
feel
ticket
right.
won, of course it's actually my ticket, and I had claim to it. I think she's referring to the fact that she purchased it.
I thought it was a he. Because you said my wife.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It
You know,
didn't win.
it's-
It's just this implication.
It didn't win the
Also, you
jack.
said he made the deadbeat father joke, so I'm guessing he's a dad.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't win the jackpot, but after taxes, we walked away with $60K. I sat them both down and explained that I was going to save it all for the college, but we could celebrate, splurge a little. They absolutely wanted a gaming system, and Wilma. Actually, it looks like Wilhelma, but I'm gonna call it Wilma. Insisted on a family vacation that was much needed. We all agreed on this and saving the rest. I bought the gaming system for a bunch of games for about $1K. Wilma took over the vacation, insisted on a Disney World trip. The boys don't even like Disney, but it's always Wilma's dream to go, so we went. Another $5K. Last year, Sam wanted a car. Wilma was pretty tired of chauffeuring them around anyway, so I agreed to spend his $4K on a car. I pay the insurance, registration, and maintenance under the agreement that he takes over driving Scott to his stuff as well, his little brother. Wilma has no complaints about any of these purchases. Since day one, I've actually invested in the entire winnings and never dipped into it. I spent my own money on all this stuff. I have invested better than average, and the $60K is now $100,000. Wilma knows I've always invested our money, but always small amounts since we're poor. She knows I was investing the lottery winnings as well. I've always told her about the money doing well, but I guess never explicitly said how well. She also has never asked, as she has left our finances completely up to me. Sam is starting college in a few weeks, and we figured out a plan to stretch his $30K over the 4 years. While looking at the portfolio, William noticed that I was at $100K and asked how. I told her I invested the $60K and grew it to $100K. She then asked why we're only giving Sam $30K when it should be $50K. I said, no, the other $40K is mine. So she said split it with the family.
And then not split it with the family.
Okay, I managed this account. I made the investments.
Right.
I did all of the work. So he's saying that the other
I
money,
did all the work.
Yeah.
he's saying that the investments are his that he made. So thus he should get, that's what I'm getting from this. States, if the boys need the money, it's there, but I'm not going to eventually retire a little early with it. She thinks so she's still going to give it to them, but he's still trying to see, it seems like he's like, I'm willing to give it to them, but it's still like mine. I want to budget out his college regardless.
The way he's phrasing this is so fucking poor.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
he,
agree.
Like, just it
And I
makes
know-
it seem like he's like, it's my money that I won.
Right, like he's saying
and
the-
I
the-
did everything for it. Like, the way it's.
okay, hold on. So he bought.
You
he
keep
bought one
switching
of the.
between he and she, by the way, and that's really
No,
weird.
this says she thinks because he's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
his
she
wife.
thinks. Okay.
Is there still more to
Yeah,
this?
there's a little bit
Okay,
more.
okay,
Just she thinks I'm
let's hear-
stealing his money since I wouldn't have been able to invest with it if I didn't have it to begin with. I say it's always kind of been my money, and I'm still giving him the $30K I promised him since the beginning.
Like, what? Like, why are you phrasing it like you're not, for one, you're not helping yourself by phrasing it this specific
Yeah.
way. So you're already kind of batting from behind. And the
Yeah.
first thing you say is, if it's my son's lottery winnings,
Then it's
That's
He
Like,
did buy the ticket though, and he played it with
and
his
it's
family.
not legal for him to even play it.
Yeah,
So I get what he's saying,
Yeah.
but still, you're not winning anyone's favor over by
by saying it's mine. Yeah,
Yeah.
by doing it
that's-
like that.
That's
He's an
weird.
asshole, but he's in the right, but he's an asshole.
Yeah, like you're a
'Cause he
dick,
did-
but
He
you're
did
not.
the right things, but he still should get more, though.
Yeah.
He should get a little bit more, not probably his 50K, because shit, that's a lot to give to a kid, especially.
Okay,
but, but it's also for college.
he's giving $30,000 for it, and he said if the kids need it, he'll gladly give it. He's not gonna like.
But then he
bank
said,
on that.
I'm gonna retire early, though.
No, he said I'm not going to use it to retire early.
Did
Uh,
he?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so
Okay,
let me-
then that makes it a little
Yeah.
bit better.
So he's like, I'm giving. Okay.
but
let
he
me
spent
make sure.
one of the kids $40K for a vehicle.
Oh,
No.
he did say, but if they don't need it, I am going to use it to retire early.
Okay,
So if they don't
okay.
ask for it, he'll retire early.
But that-
But isn't the kid asking for it?
No, the kid's not asking for it.
It's the
The
wife.
kid hasn't like doesn't
No, anything.
Doesn't even know.
Yeah, doesn't know. He just sees like the guy's like, I invested some of his money into other things and made more money for myself, but he's still getting the base amount he got.
For us, it should be not for himself.
Yeah,
Because it should be. For,
It's clear.
since
It's clear he wants it for us, but he keeps wording it as mine.
Yeah,
I
like
hope
it's
he wants it
his.
for everybody because the way he keeps phrasing it's like I invested.
but he also, but he did say, I am like again, it's not.
But anyone could say they're willing to do something. When it comes down to it, is he? We don't know.
I would say so. It doesn't seem
I would
like he's
hope he
trying
was.
to
What I
be
mean, like
dishonest.
it's kind of like
Because the way you say things also determines kind of how the person you are.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. And I hope he's someone who is just words stuff poorly, but then is a really good person at heart.
Yeah.
So I'm giving him that like entirely because I believe he's probably a good person. It's just like he was doing something fun and then it became something important.
right. Like it kind of sounds like he's wording it like, I'll do this for you, but I'm not going to advertise it at all. Like it's like, oh, hey, if you say it, I'll do it, but he's not going to like allude to it.
It's also the fact he
Okay.
never told anyone else. Like,
Right, yeah,
like, he
that's-
was sitting on that and not saying it to anybody.
right.
Yeah, and it would be different if he's like, "Hey, surprise! You have more money for college," versus like,
Yeah, like
Kind of
surprise,
like he's
I
hiding it.
invested-
Like
I invested for everybody.
It's theirs, but they don't know that it's
Yeah,
there. And
'cause
if they
then-
don't take it, then I'm just gonna.
Yeah, because how are they going to know if they can get more?
right.
So he's hiding it effectively.
yeah. But again, like
He's
I
a
would.
dick at this point. He's kind of a dick about it.
He's not an asshole for doing what he's doing, but he's
No,
being
he's
a
an
dick
asshole.
about it.
He's being a dick about. I don't think he's an asshole.
say
I think
he's a good person, but he's still an asshole about it.
He's still being an asshole in this situation.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's being an asshole, but he isn't the asshole.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So your
That-
verdict
that's
would
what I
be you're
mean
the
with dick.
asshole.
Like, he's a
probably?
dick.
I'm saying he's not the asshole, but he's being an asshole.
So in this situation, would you say he's the asshole? Not overall, but in this situation, is he the asshole?
No.
Okay.
I'm saying he's not the asshole.
Yeah, he's
but
a dick.
acting like the asshole.
Okay.
I think that's what dick should be awarded. Is like
Hey,
you're
yeah,
not the
yeah.
asshole, but you're a dick.
Okay.
I think that's
Because again, he should be telling his family about
yeah,
the money
and
he's
the fact that
accruing.
he's not.
Especially since he's trying to make it seem like he's doing them a huge favor, but not telling them at all.
Right, like you invested it. That's the good part, but you should have also.
I wonder how much of it he invested though.
He said all 60K. He literally said I invested all 60K
Well,
and
let
did
me
way
look, let me
better.
look.
yeah, to get the 100K. So
Just let me see.
he made decent profit.
Because that's exactly what you said.
He said, "I've invested better than average," and that 60K is now 100K, which
Yep.
doesn't necessarily mean he put up 60K. It just means he turned
He
60
turned
to
the
100.
60
But
into 100.
let's see. I'm gonna look.
Yeah, then he
Oh yeah,
definitely-
you're right. He said I invested the 60K,
yeah.
which to me would signal he invested. Like,
So he took a big risk, and he made.
No, some investments aren't that big of a risk. He probably went
No, well,
low.
for him though, no. Like if he said he just invested all 60, that's a risk.
it sounds like he said I invested the 60K.
But
Yeah.
again,
That
there's
makes
still
it
different types of investments. I'm guessing if he invests money regularly, he should know the different types of investments, and he should not have gone for because that's not a high risk investment to only flip for 40K from 60. That's
over
not
the course of like 2 or 3 years, from the sounds of it.
Right.
That's
it's-
not that big of an investment.
Yeah,
That's a pretty safe investment actually.
Okay.
But it's still a lot to invest
it's
into.
still you
it.
Yeah.
you still do run the chance of losing it.
Yeah. And especially for off of a fucking scratch ticket. And I doubt the guy's like he's just a working Joe, probably. But the fact that he's kind of like
If he was like an accountant,
right.
I would kind of give him more credit to that.
Yeah.
But it's
But
the fact we
it's-
don't know.
It seems like he's just like he's doing good, but he's not saying it to them.
Yeah, that's kind of the part that I just don't like. That's why he's an asshole, but not the asshole.
Because he's doing good, he's just kind of being an ass about it.
He's
like-
hiding it for some reason.
Yeah.
Because why would you hide?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're hiding it.
It's also the fact took from his own money to
His
just
own
to do
son's money.
no his own money to do stuff for his family and just invest the money that they won.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's like I
It's-
kind of get that because I guess he's trying to make that money more valuable, but it's still like you're still dipping money from somewhere else.
This is the whole Kings of Queens episode where they go out to Vegas, and then they crash in for the night, and then I forgot the one buddy. He's black. What's the buddy?
I know who you're talking
Old
about.
man?
I know. Who you're
No,
talking about.
it's not the old man.
He's
but-
since King of Queens is they're both police officers, right?
no. They're both UPS.
Yeah.
They're
I
deliverers.
knew that they had uniforms. I just didn't.
Yeah.
remember.
You're thinking of the other one. You're thinking of
There's
the-
too
Mike
many of
and
these
Molly.
weird.
Yeah, Mike and Molly.
Yeah,
There's
but-
too many of these.
So they go to
There's too many.
Vegas. They don't make any money, and then they go back to bed, and then James has some money. And the actor's name is that? It's James. It's James.
Okay.
It's Paul Blart. Whatever. He has $80, and his buddy asks for it, and then he wins some money, and then he comes back, and then he gets mad because he's like, "Well, I gave you that money."
Well, that's. I feel like in that situation, I understand. I would like
But,
some
like, still, but
compensation,
still,
but you
here's
did
the thing.
ask for it as
Right.
if not like I'm gonna give this back to you. You asked for
Right,
it.
but see, in this incident, it's like the guy bought the ticket and he goes, "Well, yeah, son, you won, but it's my money." That's what I'm kind of getting at. So it's like Paul Blart gave him the money. It's like, yeah, you won, but you won with my money.
I like
So
this
that-
Paul Blart.
Yeah.
So like,
right,
it's he's kind of
I
like
get where you're coming from. It's
He's right,
like
though.
I gave you technically I gave you the money
right.
and it's yours, but I would like some compensation.
It's mine if you think like I signed it, but I gave it to you.
Yeah.
Like that shit. All right.
First
this
answer is not the asshole at all. That's completely fair and reasonable. You get something, your kids get a head start. You all got a vacation out of it. Just an all around fair way of handling things.
I guess.
You all got a vacation out of it.
Someone did respond with first it was the kids' ticket, then it turned into a shared money. Now OP is going to use the bulk of it to retire early, which again, that's not his intent. He obviously but not
he also
really.
is not telling them that he
Yeah.
has more
Unless-
money,
I mean-
which is kind of why that's also really shitty.
Making it secretly his own money. Why doesn't the kid that won get to retire early or free education? Because OP is stealing the money for himself instead of letting the winner enjoy it. Parents take care of their kids' money. That doesn't mean they're entitled to take that interest growth and claim it as their own.
Right.
Yeah, that's again the hiding part is what makes him the asshole,
Yep.
but not the asshole.
Okay, let's look at another.
Yeah, because that's kind of like
Good lord, this one's long. But since you're giving a variety of not totally consistent justifications for your action, it's worth going point by
Exactly.
point.
Yeah.
On the claim that the lottery money is really yours, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's one thing to buy 5 lottery tickets and another to buy a lottery ticket for each member of your family. You did the latter and you told your family it was the latter. The money is morally and possibly legally your children's. 2, on the claim that because you did the work of investing the money, you should get to keep them.
Right.
Should get to keep the proceeds. 2 points. 1, saving money for college implies it's being invested. That's what you do when you save money. When you told your kids that the money was going to be saved for college, a reasonable person would understand that to include the benefits of the money being invested. I don't think that's true. I don't think when someone's like, I'm saving your money, that doesn't mean I'm investing it in other things. To me, that means
Right.
I'm holding on to it.
Yeah, it's
So I
different.
feel like that point's a little off. The last 6 years you have been boom years for the stock market. I appreciate that you may have done a great deal of work in investing this money, but under normal circumstances, an investor in the stock market seeing returns consistent with modern trends should expect their investment to double every 7.5 years. That varies based on the market performance, of course. But they have been good years for the stock market in most of the world. Put bluntly, your investment isn't larger because of your work; it's larger because the market's doing well. Number 3, on the various purchases you made following the lottery winning. These don't seem to be related to your decision to take a large sum of money from your children's college fund. You're still acknowledging that Sam gets $30,000. So why claim that he spent his money on buying a car? The consistent approach would be to give him a reduced amount based on the purchases. You don't seem to want to do that, suggesting that you don't really think the money ought to be deducted from his college fund.
That's a weird backwards way of saying that.
Your wife is right. You're the asshole taking a large sum of money from your children's college fund.
Honestly, the college should be paid off straight up.
Yeah, I think so too.
That should just be the bottom line, is that college was paid off for one of them at least. If you invested money, you made more, you should still pay off that college. You have more money to work with now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got more
That's
money
straight
to
up
work
the
with.
whole thing. It's like, it's the fact he's like, you'll get this. You don't know if you'll need more. And I won't tell you that there is more.
Right.
So you may never ask.
That's
who
very
knows?
true. Another, you're the asshole. You managed the account, but it was his money and his capital that allowed you to do it. An investment advisor wouldn't get all the money I earned with my money. Why would you? So like if you had an advisor who did the same thing, they wouldn't take the money that they got for you. They would give it to you.
And they get paid a fractional amount or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say 2 more then. You're the asshole. I was going to go with not the asshole until you said, but if I'm not, I'm going to eventually tire a little early with it. No, sharing is one thing. Investing and making a lot of more with it and keeping it for yourself after making other promises is quite another. And the final one is not the asshole. If somebody let you borrow $100 and you invested it and turned it into $200, you'd still only repay that person $100. So if you, so I get that. The money is still going to support your family. So in the end, I'm not quite sure why anybody is upset.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. Like you borrow the money, you make more money off of it. You're not losing anything.
Right.
You pay them back.
Yeah, because he's still giving, it's very clear, like he's still giving him the full amount he had promised. He's just
hiding the fact there's more that he could be getting.
Yeah. So I would say not the asshole, but he's getting into a very bad position. He's putting himself in a bad position where his kids would be upset with him justifiably.
Again, he's a dick. Meaning he's not the asshole, but he's a fucking asshole for it.
Yeah, he's an asshole about it. Like, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then usually, and so the sub usually just takes the top comment, and this one was not the asshole, so that was labeled not the asshole.
Yeah,
Alright.
because he did invest it. He did do something good with it. It's just the fact he's hiding
Yeah,
it.
he's
That's kind of
keeping
the
it
biggest
away.
thing. Because if he didn't hide it, it would be way easier to go, yeah, no, he's fine.
This one, oh no, they removed it. Of course they did. Bullshit.
Was it fucking plink again?
No,
Fucking-
it's okay. Again, I'll find the comment where they automatically put it in the comment section. So
It sounds like plink plink. Like coins hitting a bucket.
I sleep in the basement in the
this
walls.
one's clear cut though, so it's just more of a funny story.
Okay.
All right.
Am I the asshole for spying? Hold up, on spying by my daughter who is home alone. Throwaways is quite embarrassing. Me and my wife went back to our hometown in another country to visit our relatives and take a break. My daughter, 14, was left at home, and she does not do well in colder
14.
climates. The last time we
I
went,
don't like what you said.
What?
the last time she went in a colder climate, she was hospitalized for a flu and has exams coming up. Before we left, I plugged in a hidden camera in the form of a charger and left it in the living room. Only a day passed after leaving home when we checked on the hidden camera. I saw my daughter playing video games with a boy. There are strict rules in the house that no guest can enter unapproved, and certainly no boys. My wife made a call to my daughter and asked her what she's been up to. It didn't take long for us to break it to her that we have a hidden camera in the house. My daughter was much more angry than ashamed and yelled at us through the phone in front of the confused boy about how we should not have spied on her and it was invasion of her privacy. After sending the boy off, she returned to the house and began to search around. It took her a while, but she finally found the camera. We were watching her all along.
We kind of funny. The
Yeah,
watch
before
kid tried to find the camera.
That'd be funny as fuck.
For a moment, I thought she was going to unplug it, but she left it. She then proceeded to bring her study notes to the table nearest to the camera, and she looked like she wanted to start studying. Except that she suddenly took all of her clothes off and then studied in front of the camera, completely bare. I had to look away, and my wife angrily called her again, demanding that she should have some sense of shame and put her clothes back on. Don't look then, was her reply, and she ignored us afterwards. I have no idea how long she remained like that, but we did cut off the connection afterwards. My wife insists that we should punish her when we get home, but I wonder if we should. We did spy on her, and she has every right to be angry, but tripping in front of the camera is not the way. Definitely not. Am I the asshole for spying on her?
No, it's your house. It's your house. It's your house. It's your rules.
The camera being like the camera where it was is really what determined it for me. In the living room, completely fine.
Yeah, it's in the
I
fucking
think that's
living room.
fine. But then getting angry at her for having a boy over, yeah, you could be angry. But then being like, we have a secret camera to spy on you. It's like, of course, I'd be
I
pissed
think
too.
you're an
Like, what the
asshole for
fuck?
not trusting your daughter any, because it's very clear you
Well, it's
literally.
obvious.
Wow, someone comes over and plays video games.
Which
Like-
is, I mean, you're 14.
Yeah.
You got a little boy over. You don't know. You're a dad.
My friends at that age were mainly females, and we just they literally come over and play video games. My dad was like, "Yeah."
Again, it's clearly a different dynamic between this family than anything
No,
you've dealt
right.
with or I've dealt with or he's dealt with.
Right. So it could be one of those dads that's like, no girls in this
It
house.
seems more like the mom though, because he's like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
the mom
I
really
got
got it.
bested." He was like,
You won.
Yeah.
we shouldn't have been spying on you, but I think
But
he
it's-
was, and I think the person OP actually has like,
OP,
he did a shitty thing, and he's like, "Yeah, we shouldn't
he's
have."
like, yeah, I like that. He's like,
Right.
you know what? It's kind of shitty.
I don't think she should have.
I don't think she should have been fucking yelled. I don't think they should have been like, "Why do you have a boy over?" You fucking like. I feel
Yeah,
like that's
yeah,
really
yeah.
like kind of.
Well,
Like, 'cause it was the
they
mom.
asked her, be like, wait, what are you doing? And then, it's obvious that she like lied about it. So like,
No, it seems like they just like literally called her, and we're like, we see it.
What are you doing? And then just
No, it
went,
doesn't even seem like they called her. It literally seems like they were
No, they
looking at
literally, in the thing.
Yeah,
you
she
literally
said the
said,
wife
"What are you
called."
doing?"
Oh god, it's so hard to get to that comment because it's
I
not like the
think-
top thing. But
I don't know. Like, it's not.
It's again, it's I understand, but it's also like
But their intent
The
of
way
spying
that-
was that because she got sick last time. That's their intent. It
but
wasn't to be
still
like,
the means of it is still kind of weird because like putting a secret camera.
yeah,
It's
it's
still
a little
weird.
sketchy. I get it's your house, but also it's technically theirs too. They don't have a choice where they live.
Yeah, and,
Like,
and they have a
equal.
right to privacy as much as anyone else.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree with that.
That's how it works.
It is the living room.
it's the living room.
But
It's
I
a
think we
public-
should.
it's a public setting for the household.
Do you want to hear some of the responses?
Yeah.
You got outsmarted by a 14-year-old. Good job. Also, you're the asshole. See, everyone else is responsive for why. I just wanted to mention how she beat you fair and square. Your wife double sucks, though, keeping on with this. Ooh, no boys, have some shame rhetoric. She's going to resent you hard.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's kind of the wife is more the asshole in this scenario for being the way she is about it.
A 14-year-old, all
Okay,
alone.
but you're going back to this now.
Well,
It's you're getting.
I'm
weird.
dadding up. I'm dadding up
That's
about
not you
this.
dadding up. That's your
He has
background in this.
He also
That's
has
what's the
very
difference.
conservative.
What do you mean my
You have
background?
he has very conservative
Yeah, that's what I'm
views,
saying.
and that's part of
That's
his
what I'm
background.
saying. That's your background
which is
versus
like
mine
fine.
or his.
Yeah.
And you keep going back to that. And I'm like, that's fine, but it's just weird. It's like, because I
think-
get what you're saying. It's like, yes, it's their house. It's their
Yes.
rules. But it's also like she has a right to be even in private in the living room when no one is supposed to be home. That's still in private.
Yeah, because
But no, but their intent of spying on their kid was to make sure she doesn't get sick again.
Is the intent
no,
what matters
The,
there?
the intent was not to make sure she got sick again. The reason she didn't come was because they were going to a country where
Where
she
it was
would get sick again.
Oh.
So they left her at home being like, we know you're going to get sick. We know you have exams. We're going to leave you at home and we're going to trust you. And then they didn't. So it's a little different.
Yeah, the intent is different.
Okay, that was me fucking not paying attention.
Oh, that's okay.
That's totally
fine.
fair.
But I think it still
My ears.
stands. His house.
I mean,
It's
like,
his rules.
why?
It's her rules as well.
I feel like that would
But
really
her rules
damage
seem,
your...
but there's also differences in how they enforce
Well,
the
because
rules too.
you get when you're a nervous parent, you don't want your kid like, oh God, he's gonna be fucking at this age. Oh God, you get
But
nervous
here's
like
the thing:
that.
is what I'm saying is
You
that
have to- you have to
they
build
both have
trust with them
different.
too, though.
They both have different variations on how upset they got at this. He clearly was upset, but he wasn't like
Yeah, he was just like, oh okay,
he's like, "Fuck, well, damn it, I got outsmarted."
Yeah, and
She
also
went-
like we shouldn't have been stuck.
right.
Yeah, I agree. And also,
Like,
I think it's
there's
a
a
trust
difference.
thing. I think you have to like build trust. And like
Well,
again,
And that
obviously-
trust was destroyed with them putting a camera and then just immediately.
Well,
doing
because
that.
obviously they didn't trust her enough. Because there must have been some incidents before where it's like no boys over, and then something got caught,
That's-
and then that's why they put it in. And it's like, well, what are you doing now?
Again,
And then you have a boy over, so
but also-
repeat offender. That's
but
what
also,
I'm thinking.
Also, the idea is like, I get it's their house, their rules, but like by that logic, why not put a camera in her room too and watch her 24/7? It's their house, their rules.
Well,
put a
because they're
camera
not
right
creepy
there.
about it. Obviously, they were just
But that's
casual
still kind
about
of
it.
creepy,
But that's
though.
still-
Well, it's
but
just
that's
in the
still-
living
unknown
room.
cameras
But
in your
that's
house
still
is creepy.
That's still their house, their rules. Though,
Don't even
technically.
say you guess. Unknown
Okay,
cameras
hold
in your house is creepy. That's not an I
It
guess.
depends on where it's at. When it's in
No,
the
it's
fucking
creepy no
living
matter
room.
what.
No, I think I get where Sam's coming from. I'm saying like
Imagine if you-
Whoever's behind it, though. If I know it's my dad behind the camera, I'd be
But
like,
she didn't. She didn't know until they told her.
yeah, like fucking.
then it didn't
She had 5
exist to
seconds.
her.
Like, oh fuck, there's a camera. Oh, it's mom and dad.
But the thing,
No,
no. She didn't even notice the camera until they had said,
Exactly.
"We
That's what I'm saying.
found you
Imagine
out."
if there was a camera in your room you've never known was there, and you found out it was you didn't know who had it.
Of course, I would be flipping out
But
on
then
that.
That's what she went through.
But it's the parents, though. That's my thing.
But then she found out.
Stop. This is you saying she doesn't know where the camera came from. She didn't know that there was a camera at all, and by the time she knew that there was a camera, she knew they were watching her. So she never
Did she?
had the thought.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
because she
did-
looked for the camera after the fact. Because
That's what I'm saying. Up until that point when she found out.
she didn't know about the camera though.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's the same idea as what I'm saying is okay, give me 1 second.
Okay.
What I'm saying is a hidden camera in your house that you don't know about is creepy because you don't know.
Yeah.
And then the moment she finds out that it was her family, it's still creepy, but it's definitely has less intent than other things.
But I'm saying there were
Because again, if it was in her room, I would have immediately went, he's an asshole. Get this fucking creep out of here.
Yeah.
It's the fact it's in the living room and there was some good behind it. I think that's good. But then using it to immediately punish someone who is like a while away, I get it. But it's also really weird that you have this mindset with it.
Also, I don't think it's like even the room thing. And I saw Sam kind of like give a look, kind of like, well, it's their house, their rules again, right? If you leave it
Right.
in their room, but there needs to be some sense of privacy.
There
Otherwise,
is
you grow
boundaries.
up with that.
I
and
think
then,
if there were security, or if it was security, it'd be like, okay,
well, there's no reason to put
But
it
it
But
isn't
if-
in this scenario.
yes, the fact that it isn't, it's just hidden. But just my thing is like, it's not.
So you're taking a shit one day and your dad just puts a camera
Well,
in
that's
there.
fucking different. I'm not shitting in the fucking living room, and
But
it's there.
But
I'm
what
saying,
you're saying is that
no, I'm
it's
saying because it's
okay,
in the living room. That's what I'm saying. Because it's in the living room,
But
it's
she
okay.
has every right to be private in her house when no one is home.
But obviously, she can't be trusted.
But
at
that's not the
house
implication of this.
because she fucking brought a boy over.
So someone
They're
else
fucking
said,
in the living room, Drayton.
They're playing video
That's
games.
the fucking condom kid. That condom kid.
Oh, it was him.
Yes,
It was him.
him.
We got him.
It was the fucking condom kid.
Fucker, we got him. He's fucking young, then. That's fucked
He's
up.
fucked up, dude.
you're the asshole. You're the asshole. Hope it was worth significantly damaging the relationship between you and your kid.
Oh fuck.
I don't think he's an asshole. Come
he
on.
said
He's not an asshole in my
the wife
scenario.
was getting like a little.
The wife
I would
is what?
laugh if I saw my kid.
The wife is where I'm kind of like she's pushing.
Okay, but
it.
yeah, so the person said, "You're the asshole. I hope it was worth significantly damaging the relationship between you and your kids." Someone replied with that, "Yeah, she's 4 years away from being an adult, and they want to punish her further for outsmarting them." OP, you're the asshole, and I hope you realize that you may have set in motion a terrible series of events by completely ruining your child's trust in you. What do you think she's going to learn from this, other than how to hide things better and to take the guy directly to her room while bypassing the security? And someone else responded with, "As someone's parents,"
that last bit was good, but the other bit of like you just broke that trust was like, well, obviously the trust was broken prior to the camera being placed.
No, that's not necessarily true. There's still enough trust to where they didn't just go fuck it right here,
Well,
room here.
Well, I mean, the trust.
There's enough
could've-
trust to put it in the living room.
but the trust was also like it's kind of muddy.
They also
Be
trust her to leave her alone at her house.
Also, someone else responded with, "As someone whose parents pulled this kind of shit, definitely you're the asshole. Not only does your daughter now know that you don't trust her, it sounds like she's smarter than you, WRT, getting around it." I don't know what that means.
WRT.
My parents turned on tracking on my phone so that they could keep an eye on me. So I got into the habit of leaving it behind. At some point when I was older, they asked why I always losing my phone, and I told them straight up, "So you can't spy on where I am." So people are saying like, from experience, I've had stuff like this happen, and it ruins the trust.
I mean, it's the same idea of when kids kids who have curfews and like all these strict rules create sneaky kids to get around it. It's the same concept in this scenario.
This one seems kind of interesting. You're the asshole. Get out of the chopper, helicopter parents, and accept that kids grow up and need room to make choices for themselves. Come on. What did you do at that age? And did the world actually end? No, shocker. You can call in to check in, sure, but unless her grades plummet, the house is burned down, or the police call that they stopped an illegal party, trusting your daughter is not to be a completely helpless moron who needs constant supervision would be a stellar start for how to be a parent for dummies. Congrats on having a daughter that is creative enough to find a solution to your breathtaking control issues.
Oh my!
And hope
God.
for her she can find the strength to forgive you guys with the severe breach of trust. Someone else also said,
They're
"I can't
dick
believe
at this point.
this is the interesting comment though. I can't believe they left their daughter home alone in another country without any supervision other than a camera." Someone else said, "I can't believe that they even, despite the low level of supervision, they thought it was a good idea to lie to her and tell her she was even less supervised." That's also true. Why would they leave her home alone completely
That's what
by
I
herself?
mentioned.
Yeah.
That's stupid on their end.
I mean, it's like if they trust her enough to leave her alone. That's what I'm saying. There's still a big boundary of trust there. It's just the fact that they were like,
Yeah.
we don't trust her that much.
So someone else also said, "You're the asshole. She's 14. You left her alone. Kids will be kids and invite friends over and such. If you wanted her to be supervised, you should have organized that. Now she's always going to be looking for the hidden camera because her trust was so violated."
She was just gonna walk around naked, which is no one's home.
Okay, so
Just
did
be
the
like, "Oh,
dad
fuck."
get mad that she got naked, or did the wife get mad?
No, he didn't get angry. He was like, "Fuck, I can't look at this." I
But
don't
they're
wanna look
also
at
like,
this."
"You're an
It's the
asshole for
wife.
putting in there at all because now you've breached her trust." And of course, you didn't like.
it.
And also, maybe it doesn't say that they were like explicitly like no one can come over, blah blah blah. She probably was just like, "Oh, my buddy wants to play video games," and then she's just like, "Okay, my buddy will come over and play video
And
They
games."
were gonna fuck after Mortal Kombat 9, dude. They were playing the campaign.
Are you sure it was 9?
Ooh.
It was X.
No, dude, because
It was XXX.
I was there.
It was XXX actually.
But no, 9's the spicy one with the fucking stripper cops and shit like that.
Is 9 one with the stripper cops?
Yeah,
I
fucking
thought it was just
Sonya.
Melina.
No, fuck no, dude. I will pull up all the females right now.
But that's an old costume. Do you think a 14-year-old has that old
Oh,
costume?
I guess no guest can enter the house unapproved, which is still like.
your house, your rules, and you got to think. Because I'm trying to put
I
myself
know,
in
but-
the dad's position. Like if I was a dad and I saw my kid doing this,
If I was a kid and my dad literally wouldn't let me do anything without having to run it through him, I feel like I would just not want to tell him. That's part of why my dad was like, "You can like." My dad gave me trust and never.
Yeah, I know the one with the huge tits.
Yeah,
'cause that's 9. But I'm saying,
like
you said stripper cop.
well,
and
Sonya, fucking, she basically looks like a stripper cop.
But
if
I
you
would
just said huge tits, I would have been like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's fucking.
I know.
I would say yeah. You need to like let room for your kids to grow and trust you, and you can't just like.
Well,
no
obviously they can't because she brought a boy over. That's the other thing.
trust.
She
And
brought a boy over.
and I would also say like if I had to run everything I did through my dad, I couldn't even bring a friend over. I had to ask him for everything, and they got the yay or nay of everything in my life. I guess you're only 14, but I feel like there should be some room for growth. And the fact that it's like, it seems like a pretty strict household, and I don't think that's fair for the kid.
the fact they had cameras on deck is kind of the fucking creepy part to me. If you think about that a little bit harder, that's kind of terrifying.
I get
they have cameras on deck.
As a dad,
I
get that you care, but you could still care and do things that are asshole-ish out of love and care. I think this is one of those moments.
That's why helicopter parents exist. That's why tiger mothers exist.
Yeah, exactly.
It's love and care, but to such an extreme that it becomes not malice.
I think they're an asshole for putting the camera up, but I also think like
I think they're an asshole for leaving their kid alone. That's my thing.
Did that too?
Then that's also part of the same
That's
argument.
I don't think it's fair to be upset that she had a friend come over.
The camera for me is like, hey, if you're not doing anything bad, why are you getting worried about it?
Well,
but then you go back to like, well, why you don't trust me enough? See, that's where it's like it's muddy for me.
Well, it's like I don't think it should be. Well, if you have nothing to hide, it's like it's like the idea of like, well, if you're getting pat down, you should have nothing to hide. But I don't want to be pat down every time I go somewhere.
Yeah,
I have nothing to hide. It's
being
still
pat down is uncomfortable. You don't want to be uncomfortable.
That's the rules. That's the other thing.
But that's also the thing. It's
I think those are the
rules, but that doesn't necessarily
because
mean
other
right.
people ruined it for us. That's why it happens.
But that's what I'm saying. Those are the rules, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're right.
Well, it stops from fucking psychos going into a plane and bombing the joint.
Well, that
doesn't stop it though.
It actually doesn't. They said that the TSA the effectiveness of stopping terrorists is like 99% things that happen before they even hit the airport.
Yeah,
or literally people on the plane
getting on the airstrip.
The TSA stuff is just a big like.
But still, that's still in the same ballpark.
I get that, but I'm saying like it stops. They use it to prevent people to get on the airplane.
Also, you catch people on planes with like 80 fucking pounds of coke on them. Same deal. It's just a pat down is only so much.
I think you should have trust in your kid, and the fact that they're not even willing to try to have trust. Like,
but it's obvious that it failed, though. That's my thing. It's like
I'm
gonna trust you, daughter. Yeah, in this scenario.
But what if she earned that trust that whole time, and that was them giving her that trust, and that was her culmination of all the trust was like, you've built up enough trust. We're gonna leave you home here because we know you get sick. That's good.
I think punishing
and then
all of a sudden, boom, no boys.
But then that's the thing.
And then boys show up.
But that's the thing, and that's all that trust that she earned. In your
but I'm saying though, like here, how about this? Adding off of that, be like, okay, you earned this trust. Now I need to validate. I need to make sure. So I'm going to do this one time.
I think it's shitty and it shows a lack of trust, and that's not a healthy relationship. Is just to not have a complete lack of trust.
Validation in that way is also kind of really bad because again, why do you have those cameras ready?
Hey, I don't fucking know. I don't know what this guy does for a living.
I really hope it's nothing creepy.
But like, okay,
I really hope it's something
the other thing for me
because he kind of glossed over it. That's kind of why I'm kind of.
It seems more like they're a helicopter parent, if anything. And I think again, you need to have trust. You shouldn't just always be like, give me proof, give me proof, give me proof. Because there's gonna come a point where I'm like, I don't want to be around you because you just don't trust me, and I don't want to be around someone who's constantly not trusting me,
and that creates kids who
but for me it's like as soon as I get that validation, that's when I'm like, all right, boom, I back off. That's my thing. But obviously I'm not this parent.
Definitely, yeah,
and I think
probably not the same for
on them isn't a good idea either.
No, you should.
I think you're gonna be a really big helicopter parent. Honestly,
me?
Yeah, from all the answers I hear and stuff like that, I think you're gonna be a really strict helicopter
I'll raise
parent.
my kids how my fucking dad raised me.
How'd you raise you?
Don't be a dick. Be good in school. Treat others how you want to be treated.
Why'd you still a shocker at us?
Because I can't. If I raise this finger, my hand shakes crazy.
Weird.
It's weird. It's like,
anyways,
yeah,
that's not bad.
But I'm just saying, I feel like it's really
just a shocker. Like,
you just need to like.
Don't be a dick.
So your verdict is
he's not a dick. His wife's a dick.
His wife's a dick. That's kind of where I was going with this. His wife is way worse
because
than
the
him.
wife's flipping out. Like, I would have laughed it off.
I think it's weird that no one else has really commented on that. Like, she's like, I don't think we should punish her. I think like scolding her and she outsmarted us. I think.
Yeah, I would fucking laugh. Like, you know what? You're fucking smart,
that's what
kid.
we're saying. That like he's good.
Yeah, she's losing it.
She's losing it.
I think she's more of an asshole. I think he's kind of an asshole for just not trusting his daughter at all. Like, I get it. It comes from a place of caring.
But obvious though. Not trusting is clear because she brought over that.
Well, nothing really happened. It's just.
Well, I know nothing happened, but the rule is we fall back on the rule. It's like no boys in the house.
I feel like just being
nobody else in the house.
Nobody else in the house.
It could have been a girl. I think they would have been met.
No, I think
it said no one on Super. No one. I
thought you said there was like no. The wife said no.
Especially no boys. It was no one can come.
So that's why I'm saying it's like even if it was a girl, they probably would have did the same thing.
Yeah,
no, they probably wouldn't have. Actually,
they probably wouldn't like what the fuck.
They would have been like,
They
Why
would have
is
been
the girl over?
calmer. Yeah, they would have been calmer
Yeah.
about it. I just don't. I think you should have. If you find it, you should be like, yeah, you should probably like be like, it's our rules, whatever. But like, I don't know, just how they did it. I think how they went about getting the information.
They should have had a fucking babysitter there too. That's not.
Absolutely. I think if she had done that with a babysitter there, or the babysitter stepped out and she did that, like
Then that's like
valid.
hard lost
But I think
trust.
it's
But when it's her supposed to be alone,
and I think it's the
Yeah.
secret camera aspect of it and low key spying on her. That's kind of weird to me, and I think that's
Low
too
key.
far.
Okay, I'll agree with low key.
Yeah, I think just like spying on her is a little too much.
All right, so wife's a dick,
Agreed.
and then husband, you just a dumbass. You should have had a fucking
Yeah.
sitter.
Yeah, I think you're a dumbass and a little
I
bit of an
agree
asshole for
completely.
going through with it. But you
Also,
know
But
what?
he kind of laughed it off.
he shrugged it off.
he's
That's what I'm saying. He's
"All right,
like,
fuck
he's like,
it."
you know, you won. Fuck.
All right,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
it.
yeah. So I think that's valid. I think it's okay to be like, yeah, let's look. My wife insists that we punished her. We did spy on her. I don't know if we should punish her. And I think that's
I like
fair.
that. That's
I
a
think-
good guy.
I think he's
like-
an asshole, but he made amends with it. I think he's no longer the asshole at the end if he's like, we shouldn't have spied on you. I think that would make him just not the asshole. He made a mistake and he corrected it.
Right.
It's the
Everybody's
fact he
fallible.
went. It's the fact he went. You know what? She got us. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
I'd be
clearly,
fucking. I'd laugh my ass off if my kid was doing that. Be like,
if it was your daughter, you'd be like, oh god, no.
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah. So I think that's a good place to end it.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, it was a nice
Appreciate
little-
it. Appreciate it, all of you 9 people out there,
lot.
roughly
But like,
subscribers.
3 of them are us.
I've never subscribed.
I
So only
never
2 are
subscribed.
us. I don't want to inflate the numbers.
Jeffrey Epstein was killed by Hillary Clinton. Bill Clinton. we know.
No.
We know.